You can't be weak out here. I sort of have this philosophy. God, that word philosophy annoys me. It's like when people try and say, like, Karl Marx was a philosopher. No, he wasn't. He went to university. He was an economist. There's a big difference. He wasn't some random fuck who's in college discussing mortality and psychology. Doesn't make you a philosopher, grumble, grumble, grumble. I mean, it's not mine. Some of it I was taught, and some of it I worked out for myself. Oh, aren't you a clever little clogs? But here's the bottom line. Survival is everything. He is a genius. A genius, this man. He's not. The only difference between me and the rest of those poor fuckers who died out there in the Dust Bowl is that I was lucky enough to make it this far. You know there's gonna be something different. And now there's you, lucky old you, who survived when no one else did. The way I see it, we owe it to the others to keep going no matter what. This world ain't for the mutants, and it ain't for the rats or the cockroaches or the cloud. It's ours. You wait, but that seems to be the end. So it's not only me who's underwhelmed by that little speech. Awesome. We're calling him Lenny. I did forget the last two parts. I'm aware. We're going back to it now, though. Lenny doesn't speak another word for the rest of the night. Apparently, I don't even think of what he said for the rest of the night. No pain so great. We'll just leave that hanging there. Music's back. The sun seems extra unbearable today. Sweat keeps rolling down your back, cooling only for an instant before turning sticky and warm. You sure that's sweat? Nearly 2 weeks have passed, and with each day you feel a little stronger, a little wiser. You and Lenny have settled into a routine. Every morning he goes out on a scav and comes home in the evening with a heavy, heaving backpack to have dinner with you. I don't bother then, do I? We went out that one time and... whatever. When he isn't out or tinkering with his garbage, he lines up empty cams outside and teaches you how to shoot. The feel of his gun in your hands is no longer quite so unsettling or so strange. What are we using to shoot? Are we using perfectly good ammo? That's not going to backfire. But today is the first time since the factory that he's invited you out with him on a job. It makes a nice change, except for the unbearable heat. It makes a nice change, except for that thing which couldn't possibly make it a nice change. Gotcha. You've been walking for a while, his long strides keeping him always slightly ahead, empty water drums strapped inexplicably to his back. After nearly 10 minutes of silence, he turns around and starts walking backwards, finally ready to talk. Okay, so my walking effort hasn't got any better. Cheer up, Dave. I'm going to show you something special today. Are you going to tell me what? Don't say cheer up. I want to find out what it is. Are you going to tell me what? Look, it's got to be a surprise, okay? First time I found this place, my heart about stopped. Oh, we wish it did. Man, I can't wait to see the look on your face. At one point, you pass a mound of rubble that once must have acted as an above-ground bunker of some kind. Pots, pans, and other signs of human life lie scattered about, rustling in the open air, long abandoned. That does say rusting, not rustling. Trash doesn't even spare a glance. He must have already raided this landmark of anything valuable some time ago. Something catches your eye in the corner. You look in time to see a cockroach skittering under a piece of debris. It was bigger than any insect you've ever seen before. This is where I wouldn't want to go out without, like, a cricket bat. It seems all I ever see are rats and cockroaches. That's right, me, the rats and the roaches, we're the survivors. What a horrifying thought. Surviving? They're thriving! I've never seen animals so big. Yeah, well, the food's not so limited when you're willing to eat anything. I've come across packs of rats munching on dead mutants a bunch of times. Me, myself, haven't got to that point yet. Well, so you say... What? What are you saying? You calling me a cannibal or something? Whoa! After saying many times, well, yeah, the mutants, they're not one of us. They're something else. Suddenly, you're a cannibal if you eat them. Double standards, good Lenny. I thought mutants weren't humans. They're not. Man, shut up! God, you suck. That's out of place. In the silence that follows, he takes a long, deep breath, then, without another word, turns and picks up the pace. Finally, the flat landscape begins to transform as you come across the most bizarre patch of land in the middle of the post-apocalyptic desert. Once your mind manages to come to terms with what you're seeing, you can't help but let out an incredulous gasp. This is water? Oh, the Dust Bowl's version of an oasis? The stream is barely more than a trickle. But to see a natural source of water, no matter how weak, managing to survive in this dead wasteland, it's like the most profound expression of hope. Not to mention the vegetation sprouting along its banks. The thin, wispy trees are ugly things, unlike any you've seen before. Grey and sickly looking, but alive. Okay, so it's safe to say we haven't quite got an erection yet. Got it. And anything strong enough to survive out here, no matter its outward appearance, must surely possess its own kind of beauty. I disagree. This thought strikes a chord in you. Does it? We'll shake it off. We're manly like that. You push all maudlin thoughts from your mind. This isn't the time or place to be getting emotional. Is the atmosphere changed with the music? Jesus. Trash stands out in front of the stream and extends his arms, presenting this natural wonder for your pleasure. Go ahead and drink if you wanna. Is that okay? Sure, it's clean and everything. Drink as much as you want. Well, I mean, don't go crazy or nothing. You move slow enough already. Herdy her. Sometimes this guy. You are one smug arsehole. Sure. That's a good response. That's not going to backfire. Trash doesn't... Fuck. Lenny doesn't reply. Just grins. That arsehole. Yes, I'm still saying arsehole as opposed to asshole. Arsehole. This is so much more satisfying. It's like the word fuck. It's really satisfying. You kneel by the stream's edge and cup some water in your hands. Clean is a bit of an overstatement, but it tastes delicious, cool, natural, and safe. After having your fill, you notice that Lenny has wandered away towards one of the trees and is inspecting the branches. He pulls at one of them, twisting his hand back and forth in a corkscrew motion, before the thin black arm snaps back, leaving a small something deposited in Trash's palm. Fuck, Lenny's palm. I'm never going to remember. It's fruit! Getting to your feet and moving closer to the trees, you can now see lots of these things. Nestled up in seemingly barren branches. Okay, I did hear a little laugh and a few mouse clicks. I know exactly what's happened. Hang on. Basically, I'm an avid Hearthstone player, and I was watching someone. However, the stream crashed. And it just went back on. I did think it was very odd. It's life coach for those wondering. Getting to your feet and moving closer to the trees, you can now see lots of these things, nestled up in the seemingly barren branches. Purple, black, and with no uniform shape or size, they are the most handsomest of fruit. You reach up and grab one for yourself, struggling to wrench it free, like the tree itself knows how precious it is and is afraid to part with it. I'm going to presume like grapes. It lies lumpy and shriveled, alright, raisins, in your hands. Its smell is faintly sweet but heavy and cloying, and the skin leaves behind a sticky purple stain in your palms. When you stare in wonder and borderline revulsion at the thing in your hands, Lenny comes up behind and unzips the pack from your back, dropping his fruit inside. You're on grape duty, Kate? Yeah, raisins, cool, yeah. Who likes raisins? Just a thought. I mean, if you do, you're either ill or a freak. There's no two ways about it. Just to stuff as many as you can carry in your bag. That snaps you out of it. These are not grapes, are they? Well, they need a name, don't they? Don't worry, all the real grapes are too dead to feel offended. While you get to work, so does Lenny. He drags the drum he's been carrying over to the stream and starts filling up. As you collect the grapes, you feel hunger creeping up on you. And the fresh fruit right in front of your nose is looking more and more beautiful to your eyes. Oh, yeah, and before you get any ideas, don't go eating any of those. Why, aren't they edible? Well, they're not dangerous or nothing. Look, just get on with it, okay? We're losing daylight. Oh, Lenny, you're such a catch! Irritation sparks sometimes. It seems like this guy is getting bossier by the day. Eating one's ridiculous. There's no reason to. That would be purely out of spite. We want to annoy him, not anything that bad. When it gets to pettiness, meh. But you simply shrug and continue to pack them away. If you want to save them for later, then that's just fine. A dinner of fruit is something to look forward to, after the previous nights of canned food and squashed rat. You suddenly notice Lenny has stopped collecting water to look at you, a thoughtful frown on his face. I'm kind of being a jerk, huh? Yep, yes you are. What? Well done for being self-conscious, though. Sorry, losing one won't hurt. If you want to eat, go ahead and eat. You don't need to be told twice, and immediately bite into the grape currently in your hands. For a moment there is nothing, an odd texture of rough skin and mushy flesh, but no taste. Then it comes, the foulest, most rancid burning sensation spreading across your tongue, engulfing your entire mouth, spilling down into your throat. Gagging, you spit the fruit out and drop the rest of it to the ground. Gotcha. Oh man, I can't believe you really did it. Fuck him, man. He was trying to be nice and it turns out he's just being a dick. You see why we don't like him? Listen, those ain't for eating. What are they for then? Trash. Fuck. Lenny simply shrugs and gets back to work. You follow his example and before you know it, the sun is starting to get low in the sky. And the taste still won't leave your mouth. Oof. I can't imagine what that would be like. Just, I don't know. The walk home goes slower, with Trash dragging the now full water drum behind him. Part of you feels glad to be the one in front of for a change, but part of you can't help but feel a little sorry for him. Help him, leave him to it, fuck him. We're not being spiteful, we're just not helping. Well, he's a big strong man, isn't he? If he wants your help, he'll have to ask for it. And after another 10 or so minutes of struggling, he finally does. Hey, give a guy a hand, huh? Oh, fine. You grab part of the drum and hoist it up as much as you can. Thanks, Dave. Phew, this thing is a monster. Is it? Why aren't we shooting it? Oh, I see what you mean. It is much heavier than you thought. After only a few steps, you fumble and the drum drops to the ground. Your fingers sting, scraped raw by the rough metal. Jeez, you okay? Sorry, that's my fault making a girl do work for me. Sexism. Again. Whoa. Don't worry about it, I've got this. Trash resumes dragging the drum. Fuck! Why do I keep doing that? Oh my god! Lenny. Try again. Oh, please, give it here, tough guy. You grab it again, tighter this time, and the two of you work together to carry the drum home. Heh, thanks. As you walk together, something a little way out of the left catches your eye. It's just a ragged black stone, maybe a foot tall, sticking out of the ground, but for some reason, you can't take your eyes off it. Something in the back of your mind begins to stir. You've seen this rock before. You could barely see. Your head was pounding, your throat on fire. You fell against this rock to catch your breath. Hello, Earth to Davette. Kind of pressed for time here. Can you maybe space out later, you know, once we're back home? Trash is talking, but you barely hear him. You're vaguely aware that your feet are now carrying you towards the big rock, but your mind is swirling. Davette? Past the rock there is something in the distance. Some kind of large, blurred shape stark against the horizon. It's calling to you. Hey! Suddenly, Trash's strong hand latches around your arm. There's nothing out that way, believe me. If you think this place is fucked, go far enough in that direction and all you hit is grey stone and then the mountains. And don't even think about climbing them because you'll just wander straight into the red cloud. His words are muffled and useless to you. You wrench away and keep walking. What is that thing in the distance? You came upon the old shed by chance. At first you thought it might be your salvation. Then you noticed the missing roof, the rotting wood, how it would offer no shelter at all. You stumbled onward, exhausted and desperate under the hot, merciless sun. You break into a run. Trash's voice is barely audible behind you. Oh, fine, if you want to go get yourself killed. I ain't leaving the water. You don't stop. Closer now, you can see the distant shape more clearly. It is a shed. The shed you remembered. What? Your legs ached with exertion, your bare feet cut and bleeding. Everything was still so unfocused. You couldn't think straight. All you knew was that you had to keep going. You had to find somewhere safe. You couldn't see, couldn't think, couldn't call out for help. All you knew was the sun at your back. Wait, the sun at your back? That must mean that way. You turn and start running, possessed with nothing but the intense urge to follow these memories to the source, following a trail that you somehow remember and leaving trash far behind. Wow. You run for what feels like hours. My feet are going to be destroyed at the end of this and we're fucked. Well done us.